Hi.
Hello.
What's your name and how long have you been teaching advanced bio?
My name is Andrew Britton, and I've been teaching advanced bio here at Scripps Ranch for 17 years. Every year that I've been here.
And so I know over the past year or so they've changed the science requirements, but are there any prerequisites that you personally think students should have before they sign up for advanced bio?
No, not really. I think anybody from freshman on up could take advanced bio. It is an advanced course though, so it does move faster than our general bio. So students should have maybe a little stronger reading skills, a little stronger independent learning skills, a little more willingness to get into the content in greater detail. Which often means the homework load will be a little bit bigger. The challenges on the test will be a little bit more, but no really explicit prereq to who takes the course.
And what is the typical class structure that you use?
It varies kind of depending on the day. I love our current modified block schedule. Mondays and Tuesdays a lot of time are new content for the course. So introducing new concepts, working through them in lecture discussion, maybe smaller individual activities to practice with the information. Block days are great for longer labs, and we spend a lot of our time on block days, working in small groups on different lab activities. Friday oftentimes is sort of data analysis from those labs and wrapping up those concepts related to the lab from that week. And then that cycle kind of repeats through the unit until we wrap up the unit. Usually 2 to 3 weeks per chapter or per unit as we go through.
Thank you. And then what's the typical homework load for this class? Like how much might students expect to do in terms of reading or completing lab assignments or anything in preparation for tests?
Yeah, again, this is going to vary a little bit based on the student, but a lot of times, like a Friday, a Monday, a Tuesday would be a relatively short review assignment that might be written, or it might be a reading assignment kind of introducing new content. So depending on students' reading level, reading comprehension, and goals in the class, that reading might take more time or less time depending on the individual, but typical reading assignment might be somewhere between 5 and 7 pages on those nights. Lab days often end up with longer assignments to complete on a Wednesday or a Thursday based on kind of conclusion questions to the lab or graphing, calculations, etc. related to the results of that lab. So it'll vary a little bit. Most students also tell me the night or two before the test, they spend significant time preparing for the test.
And then why do you personally think a student might choose to take this course instead of like AP Bio per se?
Bio is really highly varied here at Scripps Ranch High School. Bio 1-2 is at one end of the continuum, and there is some homework in there, but it spends a lot of time during class introducing concepts, practicing with those concepts, and there's mostly just kind of lighter review for homework. AP Bio is probably one of the more challenging courses on our campus and takes significant amounts of time and pretty good understanding to be successful in that class. I find advanced bio, I really think, falls right in the middle between those two courses. It is certainly more work than Bio 1-2, but it is not as fast-paced or quite as in-depth as the AP version of bio. So recently we changed our sequencing of courses, and I think one other really good argument for taking advanced is for students that are interested in maybe taking AP later on, who don't feel like they're quite prepared for the AP level course right now. Advanced bio is kind of a good stepping stone to get a very strong foundation. Maybe as a freshman when you can't take the AP anyway, get a leg up before you go on and take AP as a sophomore through that content in advance.
Is there anything else you would like to add on in terms of the course, or really anything about you want to say?
I would just add, I think I'm a little biased, but I think it's a great course. It's my favorite level of bio to teach. It gets you in enough depth to be interesting, but we're not beholden to the AP and going a million miles an hour to get through everything.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.